Hello, I'm Avid David, and I'm back on another glorious journey in the South Wales, where it's tipping down with rain quite a bit at the moment. Anyway, this is a bit of a different trip this time. I'm doing something really crazy. I'm riding a 125 that I haven't ridden one of those things since before the war. And it's for my partner, Dr. A. Right, and it's a Sinnis Outlaw 125. And I'm now going to be picking it up very shortly for a motorcycle bunker in Newport. And as you can see, there it is now, just on. Oh no, I think is that it? Well, it's just on the right, well, just behind me actually. The camera's mounted up on the Outlaw now, and obviously the engine's running. And we start moving off and heading our way to a place called where we started last time out from Abertillery, where I'm meeting up with Dr. A to give her a new motorbike. Right, we're away. Now, it's a funny little bike, I have to be honest. Now, bearing in mind, I normally ride a far larger rigs, as you know, Harley Davidson and obviously my beloved BMW. Anyway, it's quite mad. I pulled out here, and it's really quite funny because of the peg position. I mean, they're calling it forward control, but it's not exactly forward control in my mind. But which is fine. But I seem to want to go and find the peg somewhere where it was positioned on a bike I had a long time ago, an old GPZ, but the pegs weren't there. So there you go. That's what that wobble was there. So we're going down now, and as I say, it's a brand spanking new bike, 0 miles on it. So and the tires, as I say, are brand new tires, obviously, and we've got to break the bike in and break me into a 125. Now I'm not saying that Doctor A is vertically challenged. But we obviously with this outlaw I've had to have it lowered for her. Now I'll let you guys look all this up on the spec. So I am pretty much riding this thing in a fetal position. So my knees are in my chest, and I'm not a little lad, as you can see in the shadows. But there, I'm broader than the handlebars on this thing. So yeah, so it's quite comical probably for everyone watching me struggling. But what can I say? Well, interesting. I mean, I pulled off, and once I got used to it, it's a bit light on the front with the handlebars. But then again, it's a lot lighter bike. I think it's only 145 kilograms. I mean, I currently bench about 120, so there you go. Um, so it's lighter on the front in comparison to obviously the BMW or the Harley. But no, his first bike is. Oh, I'd say it's a good choice. It's very the seat's comfortable. Probably better if it was set to my height as opposed to somebody vertically challenged. So I don't have discomfort of my knees and my chest. But no, to be honest, it wasn't too bad. I won't bore you too much with my rabbiting on here for a second. This is Newport. Not much to say about Newport, really. There it is. Again, it's not my area, as I said. I'm from the Ronda. But that's all right. I did go to a show once in Newport. A bit sad, really. It was a, what do you call it? Oh, yeah, that was it. It was a Comic Con. Never did one. So I thought, try it out. It was pretty funny. You walk in and see these people in various sizes dressed as stormtroopers. It was quite a sight. But no, ever get a chance to go to one, make sure you do, because it's worth it. Plus, also, you get to speak to some of the artists and stuff like that. And bearing in mind, I'm a bit of a graphic artist myself. And yeah, so no, it was good fun. Anyway, back to the journey now. So as I say, we're still in Newport. It's going to be quite a long track. The road's very slippy. It's been raining, as I said earlier, which seems to be standard at the moment. But no, it's quite nice. The gear shift I gotta say, is very, very smooth. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this run for a little bit, and I'll get back to you in a second now. Right, I'm harping on about watching your speed and everything with the last video, obviously, but they've got a naughty little speed cameras around, yeah. So be aware of your speed. Like, yeah, it drops down to 20 miles an hour. Make sure you do. And if you're coming the other way, the speed drops like from I think 50 to 40, and then suddenly drops down to 30 mile an hour under a bridge. And there's a speed camera there, so be aware of it. But other than that, I mean, you really wouldn't want to kick it down here anyway. To be fair, uh, it's not really a nice road to ride on with this with the old sleeping policeman or whatever you call them, speed bumps. It don't really make it much fun. But anyway, I'll carry on with the bike now and tell you a bit more. So she's a 125. I think she's probably, I don't know, is it 10 horsepower or something like that? I don't know. So she's not the fastest bike out of the lot. But then again, I mean, you're learning to ride a bike. You want something which is, easy to ride, easy to handle. And there's one other thing. I mean, it's a very similar bike, I suppose, to the Michigan in some ways. It was made by another manufacturer. But in my opinion, Dr. A will tell you more about it. They've got foot plates on that, and I think they could be a little bit of hindrance. Whereas on the Outlaw, it doesn't have the foot plates, so it's just better ride in my mind anyway. But anyway, we're carrying on here now and racing at a really fast, probably 40 mile an hour here, I think. Everything's going past me, but that's fine. That's okay. You don't really mind it on this bike. To be fair, it's it's comfy. And to be honest, it's as we're getting further along here, not that we're not that much further on, but further along to know, it's got a nice feel to it, you know. And I'll be honest, I'll say again with this thing. I mean, if you live in a city or something, and you just want a motorcycle to commute to work, it's ideal. The handling is pretty good at the minute as well, I have to say. But shortly we're going to come up to a roundabout now, and it is a bit of a pain because you have to do a right on it. So we're gonna. I think we're looking here now. We're just going past Sainsbury's on the right hand side, so we're going to filter around to the left, right? And then we've got to come around. So you have to be aware of vehicles that are coming off the M4 on the right hand side, or you'll see I hold back because the skip lorry is coming in, and obviously you're going to be in his blind spot, so just be aware of that, especially on a bike. But then continuing further down, we're going to come to another roundabout. Now that roundabout, because of the direction I'm going, I'm going to be turning right. And as usual, they really do look after the road surfaces over border here. It's got a lovely gouges cut out of the tarmac, and the thing is it's right where you want to be on your bike. So be aware of that, especially if you're on a smaller bike, like a Sinnis or 125, or any 125 to be fair. Because if you clip these little potholes wrong, that's you done. So anyway, just be aware of the road surface is. Right, I'll carry on. I'll stop waffling on for a minute and get back to you in a sec now. Right, it's the roundabout I was telling you about. Right, we're going to go around to the right. If you look at the road surface there, you'll get what I mean. It kind of messed me up a little bit because, as I say, I don't really go this route very often. And obviously on a bigger bike, you wouldn't necessarily worry about it as much. But these road surfaces, do be aware, especially on the smaller bikes. Now, interesting stuff. 125s. Now, obviously, misspent youth had a couple of them. And I started out with a Honda CB125. I think it was a 1973 jobby. Didn't do too well on that because I kind of broke it. but then the next little 125 I actually bought was actually the only brand spanking new bike I ever did buy, and that was an old. Some of you guys out there or ladies might know it. It's an old CZ Charlie Zulu CZ 125 two-stroke, and you know what? It was a kickstart, but I loved that little bike. I loved that little bike. I did. It was good fun. But talking about 125s today, there seems to be such a lovely variety of them now. When I was starting out, I mean, you had you had the 125 Super Dream, or the Super Slag, as some people called it. And then obviously it went over, I think the CG, was it CGs? When the CG 125 or CB 125, then CG 125? You guys will correct me anyway. Um, and other than that, that's kind of only choices you had. I mean, there wasn't as doesn't seem well, it didn't seem to be so much of a choice as we have now. What's happening with China or some of their 125s they're putting out. Now I know the Sinnis is built in China and it's supposed to be Chinese engineering, and some people out there go, "Oh, it's terrible this, it's terrible that." Well, to be fair, this little outlaw, the dealer was telling me today anyway. Harley Davidson had some input in the design of it, and actually, if you look at it, you can kind of see it's inspired a little bit probably by the Sportster. And the switchgear is allegedly the same they're using on Harleys now. Plus, also, I don't know how true this is, but it kind of implied that Harley Davidson are having their engines made in China now. Now, I don't know, so no doubt somebody will correct me, which I hope they do. I don't know how true that is, but it just goes to show, doesn't it? But you know, and also 125s working in Asia. I mean, this is the most popular sort of bike size, so I don't know. I think the engines should be all right, shouldn't they? Anyway, we'll soon find out because we're going to test this little bike quite a bit in the next few months, and obviously keep you updated. But I won't be. It'll be Dr. A. But I'll tell you more about that exciting bit a bit later on. Anyway, we're moving on, so I'll let you enjoy the ride a bit longer, and I'll butt in again. Enjoy. So we're a little bit further along in our little journey now, and what can I tell you now? Well, again, obviously, she's the bike is set up for Doctor A, and she's vertically challenged. But other than that, no, it's a comfort. I got to be honest, it's still comfy. I'm still quite enjoying it, to be honest. It's making me feel like that naughty schoolboy, back in the day before the war. But yeah, no, it's all right. So far so good. I'm really quite impressed by this little bike. Other things, what can I tell you? The camera mount, I'm not sure. It seems to be working better on this than it was working on the Harley, but then that's probably because the Harley's a V-twin, and obviously the Sinus isn't. But no, it's all good. It's still feeling pretty good and pretty comfy. Anyway, quick fill you in about what's going on. So Dr. A, she did a CVT and she did it on a Michigan. And she got through it and that was fine. Now, why did she choose the Outlaw? Let me tell you. She said she'd have any bike as long as it was yellow. And Michigan, they don't make him. What was it Lex Moto, innit? They don't make him in yellow. So there you go. You lost out there, right? If you made a yellow one, she'd have probably had it, possibly without the footplate. So there you go. That's the way we're feeling it. Well, make the mind up. They got to have it, don't they? Anyway, we're carrying on with this exciting part of the journey, and as you can see, the camera lens is starting to muck up a bit because of the muck coming off the road. But yep, still going fine. She's going around these roundabouts all right. I would rather obviously have had dry roads because then I could have, given it a bit more, do a Barry Sheen round the old roundabout there. No, I'm joking, by the way. But no, it would have been better if the roads were drier, obviously. But no, it's all good. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on with the journey. Right, we're now heading towards a place called Cwmbran. Worth a visit. It's got a nice little shopping centre there. But anyway, this roundabout, the roundabout that this is quite evil in the way this is marked up in either direction. You know, there's a story behind that, and I'll tell you another day. I won't tell you now because I'll just start giggling and I won't be able to finish what I'm doing. But yeah, this is a naughty roundabout. But yeah, if you get a chance, go to Cwmbran. There's a nice shopping area in there. They've got a oh, what do you call it? A big pre-mart there and stuff, and there's lovely butchers there, by the way. But anyway, if you get a chance, have a look. Right, so carrying on now. Well, looking at the weather now, look, the sun's coming out. So the obviously the I don't know, the motorcycle ferries or whatever have started to bring the sun out for us, which is pretty. It was a lot better than it just was anyway. But yeah, so and the road surfaces are getting a little bit better here. So we're starting to open up to at least 35 miles an hour. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on. Right, we're on the approach now to Pontypool. Again, nice place to visit. Also, you've got the big pit and everything further up, Bryn Mawr. I'll be taking you there another day. Blaen Avon, I meant. Silly bean. Ugh. Anyway, I don't know. I just think it's just one of, I'm probably going senile. Anyway, Pontypool's quite nice. There's some nice places to go visit. Again, there's a museum there. I think there's a ski slope there as well or something. And there's, if you're into canals and stuff, there's a canal basin or something there to go look at. And there's a folly. Tidy, eh? Anyway, we're carrying on now. We're going through Pontypool. Well, actually, going past it, really, to be honest. And over that roundabout, there is there's a speed camera at 40 mile an hour. So watch your speed coming off that because it does work. Because a friend told me. Anyway, not me. So we're gonna move, and then we're gonna head in towards a place called Ford Innes, but you'll see that when we get there. All right. So I'll leave you carry on enjoying the trip. Right, the naughty speed cameras are coming up now. So again, beware, drop your speed down to 40. I know it feels like you could really open up on this bit, but as I said before, just watch your speed like on here because it's 40 miles an hour, and those cameras do work. Anyway, we'll be carrying on down now, as I said, towards the Ford Innes, um, which we'll then dropping into a place called Crumlin. There was a colliery there. They also had another issue in Crumlin, and it was an awful smell. I suppose a mixture of sulphur and that. The local authority keeps on saying, "Oh, it's the traffic, and the air can't dissipate." So they could post repurchase a lot of houses you're going to see that come up on the left-hand side. They've knocked them all down, and guess what? The smell is still there. My own opinion is that it's probably more to do with gases that are seeping up from the colliery, which I'll point out to you. But obviously, I can't say. I'm not that much of a. I'm not qualified in that area to be able to make a proper comment on it. But some other people have said to me that they're of the same opinion as me. But hey, can't argue with the council, can you? There we are. Carry on. If you look on the right hand side now, what's called a washery, a colliery washery, and that's where they used to wash the coal and that. I don't know much about it, but obviously anyone out there who knows more will, please put the information on in the comments if you can. Obviously it's not used anymore, but that's up on the right, and we're getting closer now to her Ford Innes. Right, here we are now coming into her Ford Innes. What you'll see coming up momentarily, there's a pub on the right hand side. I've been told you get a good meal in there, and the beer's pretty good too. But I haven't been in there. Just people I know have said it's worth pulling in there. But again, you shouldn't do it when you're riding anyway. But hey ho. So now we're going to be dropping down. I was telling you earlier about the houses that were knocked down. Right, we're coming down there now. So this hill here, we're coming into Crumlin. And on the left hand side you'll see like caging wire or fencing or whatever you want to call it. Well, those were houses on the left, and those are what they knocked down to allegedly dissipate the fumes from car pollution. And then we're coming to a T junction. I'll tell you more when we get there. As you can see, the amount of muck and dirt coming up from the road, the lens is getting pretty dirty. I'm sorry about that. I'll have to remember, on a rainy day, I'll have to remember to wipe the lens off. I just didn't even think about it, to be honest. Right, here we are now at the T junction I was telling you about, okay? Just wait for the lights to change. Now, as we go around to the right, I don't know how well you should see it. I hope you can. I haven't looked through it myself yet, so we're going to find out. So I'm going to chat, as we're waiting to do this right turn. So, wait for these cars to get out of the way, wait for the little traffic lights to change. I won't be away. No, not yet. Still waiting. Still waiting. Here we go. I think. Right. Now, if you look over onto the left, I don't know if you could see it. That was the colliery that I was telling you about. I don't know if you can see it really. I apologise for that. We'll have another look at that another day. We'll get out on the road and we'll do some collieries and stuff like that. I'll tell you more about it then. I've got to research it myself a bit as well because obviously I'm not from around. Yeah. So we're carrying on now. We come out the final run now. We're now heading towards Abertillery. We've got as we go down this road, it is a nice road in the summer to ride down. But again, um, as you can see, the road's messing your camera up there a bit, isn't it? But there's a naughty set of traffic lights you can come across. Just be aware of them, and if you're on a green, just be ready to hit your brake because they change very quickly. So just be aware of that. So anyway, I'll leave you carry on for a minute, alright? Right, we're on the approach now to a roundabout. If you were to turn left, that'll take you to GlenEboy, sorry, Evervale. We're gonna be hanging right here, and that's gonna take us up to Abertillery, where we're gonna meet up with Dr. Ray and give her a bike. Woohoo! So while we're on this bit of the journey, let me say I've ridden this motorcycle now from um, Newport, and I have to say I really like it. And honestly, my average speed was the speed limit was 50 miles an hour. It's a brand spanking new bike. I'm not going to go over that really anyway because obviously I'm running it in. Was there much poke after that? Well, I'll be honest. I reckon she's probably good for about 60, 62, 63, I suppose. I haven't tried it. I think I would think it would manage that quite well. Um, what can I say? I really like it. If it'd be interesting if they made it with a bigger engine, I would I be tempted? Well, it has to be set up for my height anyway. But in all honesty, for myself, no. I like the bike, but I'd be more interested in the Sinnis terrain. And I go, that looks a nice bike. And I think they do that on a 250. I'm not sure. I'll find out. If I can, I don't know, borrow one someday or whatever, I'll give it a little test there. But to be honest, there's enough people out there doing the road testing there, which I'm grateful for. And I'm not so. There's a word for it. I can't think of it right now, but someone will tell me, no doubt. So, yeah, do I like the bike? Yes, I do. Would I recommend it for someone who's just learning to ride? Yes, I would. Would I recommend it for anyone who's vertically challenged? Oh, most definitely. Um, it's a good bike. I haven't really tested it that well because of the weather, but no, she handles nice. She corners nice in the wet as well. That's a good thing. I don't put my feet down, but no, yeah, all over. It's a really lovely bike. And about the garage you bought the bike from, I would recommend them too, especially if you're getting a 125. They really were helpful guys. They're worth a look, because they obviously do other types of 125 and have a look on their website. So I'm going to just be quiet for a moment. Right, here I am now. Just turned left, and I'm about to turn right, and I'm going down to not far from the Abertillery Rugby Ground. And the reason I'm doing that is to meet Dr. A, because there's this wonderful flat car park area where she can jump on it and then ride around and get used to it before we, take her out on the road. Alright, so no, it's not a business transaction or anything. She's my partner. We live together. La 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 la. But yeah, so here we go. This. We're gonna see the lap of honor coming shortly. So exciting. And then this guy is waving at me. I thought, oh, that's nice. I don't know. He's waving at me. He was telling me I left the bloody indicator on, didn't he? Which is fair enough because I forgot to cancel it. And then I carried on down the road there, went to cancel it, and then no, I put it back on again. See, there you go. Another classic avid moment there. So, just continuing down. And then I'm going to tell you something, which is quite exciting, I think. Right, I'm going to tell you anyway. So you're going to have to laugh of all now. Right. What we're going to be doing now is that it's a lovely bike, and now we're going to be sort of putting on a bit of a test as well as a test for Dr. A as well. And so she's setting up a thing for which is called the Dr. A L Plate Challenge. And what that'll be is we'll be doing various journeys, varying distances as far as we can go, with her riding on an L plate. So that's not on obviously on motorways. So we're going to have to, research where we're going, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to stop talking for a moment because I want to check where I am a second. Right, here's some still shots of the Outlaw. As you can see, it's quite nice there. It's yellow. Oh, that's Dr. A. I drew that quickly, a quick sketch, and put a cowboy hat on her because I thought, you know what, she's got an outlaw in it. So keep your eye on. There you go. There's a bit of artwork there for you as well, and that's the header for the Dr. A L Plate Challenge. Keep an eye on the site, because there were some videos posting up with Dr. A talking you through how much she enjoys the Outlaw. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I really do. I know it hasn't been exciting on the local histories and everything else, but it's just something different, and just thought I'd share with you the Outlaw. Yeah, all around very good bike. But this is day one. And in regards to the Outlaw, keep an eye out for Dr. A. She'll be posting her videos on my site, and she'll talk you through what she thinks of the bike, etc., etc., as well as going on long trips and so on. Anyway, listen, have a pleasant evening, everyone. It's been emotional, alright? Look after yourselves, alright? And be nice to one another and make somebody smile. Have a good one. Ta-ra.